Okay, we're going to go on and do number 47 now. It says identify the quotient when 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 is divided by x plus 3. All right, so again, we need, oh, sorry, hang on. Okay. All right, so again, we need to have our, I guess I'll do it here. Our little division house thing. We're going to put the x plus 3 outside, and we're going to put the 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 on the inside. Okay, so again, we are looking at the first term, trying to get to the first term underneath. So I'll do it over here. We have x times what will give me that 2x squared. So it looks like I probably need a 2 and an x. So then we're going to put that 2x here, and I'm multiplying 2x times this. So we're going to have 2x times x plus 3, and I will distribute 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 3 is a positive 6x. All right, then I'm going to subtract. So I'll have 2x squared minus 2x squared is gone. 5x minus 6x leaves me a negative 1x. Bring down the next term, and then let's do it again. This x to get into this term, so I'm going to say x times, sorry. Let me get that out of the way, try that again. So we are going to say x times what is going to give me negative 1x. And again, it looks like I need just a negative 1. So that negative 1 will go here. And then I'm going to say negative 1 times my divisor, this right here. And I will distribute. A negative 1 times x is a negative 1x. A negative 1 times 3 is a negative 3. And then again, let's subtract. So a negative 1x minus a negative 1x is gone. A negative 3 minus a negative 3, again gone. So I don't have any remainders. So this would be my answer for number 47. Okay, let's try number 48. Same thing. Identify the quotient when 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 is divided by x minus 3. So I'll put it over here, x minus 3. Here's my division bar, 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. Again, I am looking for what can I multiply this by to come up with this. So I guess I'll do it over here. X times what is going to give me 2x squared. And I think it's going to be 2x, so I will put that above this term, and then I'm going to multiply 2x times x minus 3, and I'll distribute 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x. And then let's subtract. So 2x squared minus 2x squared, it's gone. 5x minus negative 6. So again, minus a negative really becomes plus a positive. 5x plus 6x will give me an 11x. Bring down the next term of negative 3. And let's do it again. So I'm looking for this to go into this. So we're going to have x times what is going to give me 11x. It looks like I need to multiply by 11, so I will put a positive 11 here, and then I will say 11 times x minus 3 and distribute. 11 times x is 11x, and then 11 times a negative 3 is a negative 33, and then again let's subtract. So 11x minus 11x is gone. A negative 3 minus a negative 33. Remember, change and then change. So a negative 3 plus 33 will end up with just a positive 30. So again, when I have a remainder, guys, remember I'm going to put the remainder over my divisor. x minus 3. And because it's a positive 30, I'm going to put a plus sign. And here would be my answer. Okay, number 49, we're just interpreting some graphs. So number 49 says a cashier at Target makes $12 an hour for the first 40 hours and then an additional $20 for each additional hour. Which graph illustrates how much the cashier will make for each additional hour after their 40-hour week? All right, so if they earn $12 an hour for 40 hours, we need to figure out that amount first of all. So that is $480. And then after that, after the 40 hours, they'll make $20 an hour. So let's look at what we have. First of all, our graph, you can see the amount paid, and then it's in hours worked over 40. So in other words, I'm not starting at 0, I'm starting at $480. So at 0 hours, we should be at 480. And if this is 4 and this is 600, that does kind of look like 480. So I think that one's looking pretty good so far. B is at 0 hours. She's not making anything, which is not correct. She's already made 480 hours. Again, we're looking at hours worked over 40 hours. So B is not it. This one at 0 hours, this should be at 480, and it looks like it's at like 500, so that's not it. And then D, here's 0 hours. That could be it. It looks like it's close to 500, but it might be 480. So we will keep looking at that one. So now let's look at what we're having. If we have 10 hours, if she's worked 10 hours over the 40, that means she has worked 10 times 20. So that's going to be another $200. So if I go up here and look at this amount over here, remember this was at 480, so if I add $200, I should be at 680. And again, that looks pretty good. If I go down here to D and I look at, oh, here's 10 hours. If I go up, this should be at 680, right? That means 680 would be way up here, and she's just barely over 500 here, so D is not going to be it. So A is going to be the correct answer. Okay, number 50, pretty much saying the same thing. A particular moving company charges $120 for the first 4 hours and an additional $20 for each hour, each hour after. And then which graph illustrates how much the moving company charges after the 4 hours of moving? So like after the initial 4 hours. So again, if it's $120 for the first 4 hours and then $20 for every hour after that. Again, we're looking at the number of hours movers used over the 4 hours. So the first 4 hours should be at 120. So at 0 extra hours, we should be at 120. That looks good. At 0 extra hours, we should be at 120. That's less than 100. Doesn't look good. At 0 hours, we should be at 120. That looks good. At 0 hours, we should be at 120. Doesn't look good. So either A or B. So let's again figure out let's look at what else we've got. At $20 an hour, right? So this says at 2 hours, then that should be another $40. So if they started at 120 and we add $40 to that, that now should be at 160. So at 2, this should be at 160, and it looks like it's below the 150. So I don't think that one's going to work. And over here, the 2 is above the 150, but not close to 200. It's kind of close to the 150. So that means it should be about 160. So it looks like B is going to be the correct answer.